everyone, I'm Maura Sheridan. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. Well, it's a nice and comfortable day with a very slight chance of rain in Trinidad. And I'm sure it will be a fun environment as Trinidad and Tobago gets to host this game. Group E action. Right now, Canada is at the top of the group with 2 straight wins in very dominating fashions, including a 22-0 victory over Dominica in the last match that Dominica played. Canada also won earlier today against Bermuda, so they have quite a big goal difference right now, and it's all about catching Canada at the top of the group. Trinidad and Tobago is coming off a 3-0 win against Bermuda. Ariel Martin had 2 goals, and Madison Campbell had the second. Now we're gearing up for this Concacaf W Under-20 qualifier. There's been matches going on all week. This will be the second game for both of these teams, and that will really set the picture of this group. In order to move on to the championship round, which will consist of 8 teams, 2 of which have already been decided, the United States and Mexico, teams must win their group. And so it really truly is about catching Canada at this point. The goal difference is huge right now between Canada and Trinidad and Tobago, who sits behind them. But of course, Trinidad and Tobago hasn't had the chance to play game number 2. And we'll see if Dominica can have a bit of a bounce back game after that 22-0 loss, which was the second largest loss in Concacaf Under-20 qualifying history. And of course, the overall goal of this tournament is to move on to the championship and ultimately become one of 4 teams to represent CONCACAF at the U20 World Cup in 2026.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome.
Well, now it's time for processions for both of these countries, Trinidad and Tobago and Dominica, and then we will have the national anthems from both countries.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Concacaf Women's Under-20 qualifiers and the national teams of Dominica and Trinidad and Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Dominica, followed by the national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, you just heard the national anthems for both countries, Trinidad and Tobago. Dominica about to kick off. We'll get you set on the starting 11s for both countries. And we'll begin with Dominica having to shake things up after that 22-0 loss to Canada. Of course, the head coach and Lockhart in net. I'm just hoping to get Ford and Esprit going a little bit offensively and just gain some more confidence from this game against Trinidad and Tobago. Captain's going to meet in the middle. Ford is the captain for Dominica, and Martin is the captain for Trinidad and Tobago. Martin had a brace in the last game for Trinidad and Tobago. Here are our referees today, led by Naressa Goldson in the middle. The starting 11 for Trinidad and Tobago. Amy in net. Maskell's the head coach. And we are underway. Dominica starts with possession against Trinidad and Tobago. Concacaf Women's Under-20 qualifiers. For Trinidad and Tobago, they've had success in this tournament before, but they've never made the U20 World Cup. Best result was 4th place in the championship, that took place in the Cayman Islands in 2014, so it's been a while. Meanwhile, for Dominica, never made the final round. As you look at the head coach for Dominica, Geest. You know, it's quick turnaround with these games, and sometimes that can be a lot to handle because it's just, you know, a lot of football being played. But I think it's probably good for Dominica to just quickly forget about that Canada game and have to focus on Trinidad and Tobago. Off the cross, a bit of a heavy touch, no shot from the spot. But it's a reset here for Trinidad and Tobago, now cleared. Tapped away and nearly kept in. Maskell, the head coach for Trinidad and Tobago, definitely have a luxury of not having to travel. There are 4 host countries for these qualifiers, Trinidad and Tobago being one. Borneo. Jolted back and forth. Ford plays it ahead. Racing out and scooping it up is Amy. Oh, a fight in the middle. Campbell on the wing now, and just a little bit out of reach for Williams. O'Brien watches that one bounce. Dominica, not too far out of reach, and oh, 5 minutes in, no score yet as St. Rose and Dominica will toss it in from that far side. Lifted in the 18, headed down, still fighting, no clear possession, and it's cleared by Trinidad and Tobago. As it relates to this group, Canada won 9-0 at this venue early. Trinidad and Tobago trying to make something happen, denied as the keeper was out there. Lockhart got lost in that one, but got some help from her defense. Alexander splits the defense across to the back post, and no one's on the end of that. Knocked away by Dominica. And it will be a corner kick for Trinidad and Tobago. Martin, who has 2 goals in this tournament. This one drops in, untouched so far, ricochets around, and just hangs up there for the keeper. Grabbed by Lockhart. By the way, so initially we had said Amy was in net for Trinidad and Tobago, but it's actually Zofia Richards, so a late scratch for Amy as a goalkeeper change, just to update you. Ramdeen, lovely ball, out wide, Borneo, can't get there. Not totally controlled by Trinidad and Tobago. Ramdeen switches direction. Plays it behind to Steele. Off the swing. Overlapping run. Goodridge settles into the final third. Looking for a service. Broken up. Off the shot. It hits the side of the netting. I think some of the fans thinking that went in. Oh, that's some good pressure, though, from Trinidad and Tobago. Borneo. Ramdeen. Working quickly, but it's given away. Still fighting for it. And a foul's called. Just too aggressive on that one for Williams. Alexander. Dispossessed. Stedman on the takeaway gets pushed. Yeah, quite late on that one for Alexander, and it's a free kick. Borneo. Out on Martin. Martin accelerates. Tries a cross, and it hit off a defender and out. So another corner for Trinidad and Tobago. No score yet, but it feels like Trinidad and Tobago's knocking on the door, growing into this game in the attacking third. Borneo hangs up there, back post, and the chance is whiffed on. Second opportunity, bobbled around. No clean look. There's a chance in front of net. Trinidad and Tobago converts. It's Goodridge. Amidst the chaos, the home side scores. Well, this initial chance is completely missed, and that's not a great look at net either. But it just keeps ricocheting around, and it's actually a good feed, intended pass, I think, to the back post. A nice run, and Goodridge is there to tap it home. So Trinidad and Tobago leads early.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Trinidad and
Dominica
Tobago
looking to retaliate.
Player number 3, Akima Goodridge, in the 12th minute.
Well, earning a corner on the other end. That's a good response. Lander steps back on the set piece. Looking to even the score. Missed by the keeper in Richards. But it's cleared out by Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, that was a dangerous moment. Looking at transition now. And slowed nicely. Borneo bounces to her, moves towards the middle, takes a shot, and it's punched down off the rebound, covered by Lockhart. Got a little bit lucky there. If someone was a step closer, I think that's a goal on the rebound. Alexander, can she get there? No. It's Lockhart again. Mishap. And again, a little bit lucky. Dominica. Oh, you just heard Regis, the head coach, tell Lockhart to relax a little bit. It's hard when these things happen in succession, I think especially for a keeper because it's such a singular role, to not get in your own head. But it's just a 1-0 game. Dominica certainly capable of tying things up. Graham Dean, quick passes. Martin, denied. Steele. Weaving through, whipped in cross. Wow, that would have been picture perfect if somebody was there for Trinidad and Tobago. It was a well-placed ball. Williams. Ramdeen hesitates. Martin shoots, and it's a goal. Off the body of Lockhart and in. Martin now has 3 goals in this tournament, and Trinidad and Tobago's up 2-0. We'll see this again. Martin just has way too much time to square this up, and it's not the best shot because it's right to the keeper. But Lockhart just can't handle.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Trinidad and Tobago in the 17th minute, scored by number 10, Oriel Martin.
Martin. Nice ball. Borneo. Martin again, trying to touch to Borneo. And she takes out a player for Dominica. It's Phillip who went down and was fouled. Another look at that, a crunching moment. Dominica looking to get on the board. Clean. O'Brien with the swipe for Trinidad and Tobago defensively. Alexander. Trinidad and Tobago just going to take some time, possess on this. Good step two. That one hangs up there for Richards, the keeper. Motoring forward. And again slowed. Martin. Moves to her right. Dish to Borneo. Borneo off her left foot, blocked by two players. Muscled away. Martin got that pass through some contact, and you can see how badly Trinidad and Tobago wants this, playing extremely hard on that press. Even when they lose possession, they're doing a good job of winning the ball back. Take another look at this. And it's a foul just a hair before the box. So really good spot for a free kick, Trinidad and Tobago. And because it's slightly to the left, this could be bent in. Going straight to goal, it's punched away by Lockhart. On the second opportunity, bounces wide. Borneo loses a defender and turns it over. Another look at this from Ramdeen. Punched by Lockhart. And that's perhaps a confidence boost that she needs. The second goal was one that she probably could have saved, just slipped between her legs, and you know that's one she would want to have back. It's been a couple of shaky moments. But that a strong stop. And some life for Dominica. Or can they connect more in the attacking third? Steele. Up ahead for Alexander. She's all alone. Lockhart, the last line. Alexander gets past Lockhart, off the post and in. 3-0, Trinidad and Tobago. Ended up being kind of a tight angle at the end. Get some help from the woodwork, and Trinidad and Tobago rolling. Another look at this. Played long over the top of the defense. Alexander all by herself beats Lockhart. And it's just one dribble to get around the keeper. Ends up being kind of a long touch, but she gets there and off her left foot converts.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Trinidad and Tobago scored by Jalisha Alexander, number 9, in the 24th minute.
Well, now it's 25 unanswered goals for Dominica so far in Concacaf Women's U20 qualifiers. When you count that Canada score and the first 25 minutes of this match. Pouncing on that. Dominica didn't have numbers. A sprint to get there. And it's muscled away. Physical play by Phillip. And now we get a whistle. Yeah, lowered her shoulder. And she was behind Graham. See this again. Yep. Extends that arm as well. The coin. Oh, Dominica. Seems like they have the right idea, but maybe rushing opportunities because they feel like they have to make everything back at once. But there's still a lot of time in this match. Quite the battle, and it's tapped too far ahead. Richards on the grab. Borneo. Just a throw. Dean has her shot blocked. This one hops. And it's elevated, finally drops, and pushed to the midfield. Returns to Trinidad and Tobago. Dean on the drive. No cross, but it should be a corner. Oh, looks like it's a goal kick, so it went off of Trinidad and Tobago and out. Phillip in a pile up there. It's tangled up with Campbell. Dean. Not a good pass for Trinidad and Tobago, but don't have to pay for it. Oh, that would have been really promising. As you could see, streaking was Martin up the middle of the pitch. And it looks like she was going to have everybody beat. Richards holds. Borneo. Regroups. That one slides behind. I say Rose in a foot race now to the corner. O'Brien leaps over. Alexander makes a run. Already has a goal today. Loser defender and scores. A brace for Alexander. Another look at this. Showing off her speed, and she does well to change direction. Gets a step on Esprit, and that's all she needs. Just a little sliver of space, too, allowed by Lockhart, and Alexander makes it 4-0 Trinidad and Tobago up.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Trinidad and Tobago scored by number 9, Jalisha Alexander in the 31st minute.
Ford is the only one there for Dominica, but her country will get to throw it in. It's been a frustrating half for Dominica, and we've still got about 15 minutes to go. O'Brien. Steele. Lockhart. Outside the area. Looked a little uncomfortable, and that pass is wayward. Borneo on the combination to Martin. Whips it across. Alexander was there for the hat trick. It was off the mark with the header. That could have been a great sequence for Trinidad and Tobago. Martin with some good vision to see Alexander is open. Graham Dean. Borneo. Martin. Off her right foot. She's rejected. Diving for that was Esprit. And she was able to get in front. On the in-swinger, punched away by Lockhart. And it's going the other way. Borneo. Well, Trinidad and Tobago have to be pleased with this first half. 4 goals. Already surpassed the total goals scored against Bermuda in the last game. And if they're able to hang on, it sets up a group deciding game between Canada and Trinidad and Tobago on Tuesday. They're a long ways away from that, but that's something to keep in mind. Must win the group here in Concacaf Women's U20 qualifiers. Martin. 2 defenders swarm. And she keeps pressuring. And it results in another set piece opportunity for Trinidad and Tobago. Lockhart pushes it away. Borneo serves it up with her left foot. Martin, a strong tackle. I thought she was going to rip it away and stand up and go. Campbell, Trinidad and Tobago on the attack yet again. On the service, a weak side ball. And it hits Mariah Williams in the face. Not a play. Williams keeps it, surveys. Slides down as she tries to pass. Borneo. Alexander was the target. Ramdeen, another opportunity for Trinidad and Tobago with 5 minutes to go in this first half. Martin with the shot, takes a deflection. Lockhart off the bounce. And there's a player down for Dominica. Well, the training staff's going to come out. Well, both teams with an opportunity to cool off and just get ready to finish out this half. It has not been the half that I think Dominica had hoped for, considering that Canada loss. That looked promising, but again, just a little bit off with the pass. Still fighting is Ford. Ford gets shoved there. I'm surprised that wasn't a call. Borneo for Martin. Alexander makes a run in the 18. Martin, Borneo with her left foot off the crossbar. Another look at this. Just so impressed with Martin and her vision. So close to being goal number 5 for Trinidad and Tobago. Hits the woodwork on that. Borneo really jumps on it. Alexander. Borneo. And just a throw. Borneo. comes. Makes a move. Had a lot of power to that shot, but misses. Well, a minute of stoppage time in this first half.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official on the sideline has indicated that there will be a minimum of 1 minute of added time in the first half.
Ramdeen. Ford serves as a pass for Trinidad and Tobago. There's a whistle to end the first half. It's a 4-0 lead for Trinidad and Tobago over Dominica.
Ladies and gentlemen, the halftime score is
2 goals
Dominica 0,
for
Trinidad
Alexander.
and Tobago 4.
Martin has scored and Goodrich as well. And that's where we sit after 45 minutes of play. We'll take a break. We'll come back and have highlights from the first half here in Concacaf U20 qualifiers. Welcome back, ready for the final 45 minutes of this match between Trinidad and Tobago and Dominica. 4-0 the score, Trinidad and Tobago with a hefty lead and a bunch of subs coming in for both teams. Brown, Finley. It looks like that's it for Trinidad and Tobago. And then Henry will come in for Dominica. And we're underway in the second half. Trinidad and Tobago already trying to create. It was quite the half. 4 goals and a myriad of other chances. Slammed one off the crossbar, a couple of missed shots that were near misses. And all in all, on the front foot the entire match. Dominica hasn't had many opportunities offensively. Goodrich, who scored the first goal. Back to her fellow defender, O'Brien. Played long. Showing off her speed, but Lockhart gets there. That's Finley on the far side. New addition for Trinidad and Tobago. It looks like Lander got stepped on, which never feels good. Yeah, that left foot stepped on by Williams. He's still clutching that ankle. Head on a swivel and then box out there. Goodrich. It's a goal kick for keeper Richards, who hasn't had to make many stops today. Ramteen. O'Brien. O'Brien was looking for Alexander. Goodrich picks up the pace. Her cross is deflected for Williams, though. Takes a shot with her right foot, and it's off the mark. Williams. Ramteen. Nice run by Goodrich. On the flank. Curls around, and it's tackled away. And we get a call, a whistle. That against St. Rose. We'll see this again. Yeah, missed the ball and just undercut Goodridge uncomfortable on landing and still limping as she gets up. It's a short corner for Trinidad and Tobago.
Entering the field, number 15, Shania Finley. And the player leaving, number 19, Ariana Borneo, as well as number 14, Samaya Brown entering the game, and number 10, Oriel Martin leaving the pitch.
From Williams towards the far post, missed by Alexander. Her body language says it all. She was so frustrated. Still has a smile. Her team still has a 4-0 lead. But you can tell she's hunting that hat trick. Was certainly open, and she just sticks her leg out. Perhaps it was too high for a one-time with her leg. Williams couldn't quite corral it in. Alexander headed away. Williams. O'Brien. It's been steady defensively for Trinidad and Tobago. Dominica's had nothing going offensively. Alexander. Goal kick. Alexander. Williams. Ramdeen switching the point of attack. O'Brien. Another swing. Goodridge. Weaves through the middle. Williams looks up. Not where she wanted that pass to go. Graham. Flag goes up, offside for Alexander. Shoots and scores. But it doesn't count. Again, offside. Well, she wanted that one bad. It would have been her third. Nice run again by Goodridge. Well, the fullback has had a lot of success down that left side, and she's been fouled quite a bit. And now we're going to see our first card of the game come out against Shillingford. Now she's just so speedy. Well, just a scoring update around Concacaf in the U20 qualifiers. Cuba and Dominican Republic locked in a scoreless battle at the moment in Group C. Off the free kick. Not on frame from Campbell. But she has a lot of power. She scored from distance in her in game number 1 against Bermuda. Disjointed in the final third again for Dominica. There's the sub, George.
Attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Substitution for Dominica in the 57th minute. Entering the game, player number 14, Kian George, and leaving the game, player number 4, Clarice.
Alexander, past the keeper Lockhart, and it's nudged away defensively. Dominica has to rush back. It's the player that just stepped on the pitch, George. Boxed out, and a collision there. Friendly fire for Dominica. Brown was looming, but you saw Lockhart come out and collide with her teammate Henry. And Henry's still down. See this again, I think a miscommunication of who's going to get the ball. And actually a little bit of a shove from Brown on the Trinidad and Tobago side. And that's why the two players knocked into each other. But it is a corner for Trinidad and Tobago, and now it's Lockhart who's in some pain. Well, we have half an hour to go. Trinidad and Tobago and Dominica. We haven't seen a goal yet in this second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, yellow card issued to player number 4 from Dominica, Shillingford, in the 56th minute.
Well, it looks like Lockhart's able to continue. That's good news. The corner doesn't work out, and O'Brien goes down. Also took out a teammate when she fell in steel. Bit of a warning there for Williams because that tackle was quite late. George. Doesn't get the bounce. There's a nice pass though for Dominica. And Richards deflects it out of play. Oh, that was better for Dominica. Phillip makes a good run, but the shot wasn't there. Now a player down for Dominica. Another one. No training staff out to tend to the injured player. As we take a look at this again. Yeah, just knocked knees with O'Brien. Did Lander. Oh, Dominica getting ready for a corner. The set pieces have been few and far between, so they'll take it. Can they finally get on the board and score in Concacaf U20 qualifiers? It would be the first goal in 2 games for Dominica. Read by Trinidad and Tobago. That is just not what you want if you're Dominica. Those passes were light and easy to read. Here comes Trinidad and Tobago into the 18. Alexander, swarm of defenders around. And the second chance is in. She's got a hat trick. Her teammates realizing that she's got 3. But had this defense kind of on skates, looked off kilter for Dominica, and Lockhart was out of position. And then it's essentially passed right to Alexander. (5-0) Trinidad and Tobago up.
Goal for Trinidad and Tobago, scored by number 9, Jalisha Alexander, in the 66th minute.
Launched and kept in the corner for Dominica. O'Brien. Williams for Alexander. Can she get 4? Actually ends up hitting our official. She was looking to pass behind. Hits Goldson, and so it will be a drop ball. Goodridge on the cross. Doesn't connect with Alexander, but there's a shot from Trinidad and Tobago. Trouble for Lockhart. It's going the other way. Let's see this again. Goodridge misses Alexander, but Finley has a decent look at net. Williams muscles it away. Plenty of time for Trinidad and Tobago, looking for goal number 6 on the wing, onside as well. And no shot. Stumbling down was Finley. Here they come again. Cut back. Plenty of time for Alexander. Shoots with her left foot and scores. 4 goals. It's 6-0. We'll see this again. A defender had, actually 2 defenders had fallen. And there's just so much space that's sliced in between and way too much time for someone like Alexander to kind of think about how she's going to shoot this. And she tucks it in the corner. Goodridge reaching for it. And Alexander has taken a seat on the pitch. Might have to come out here for Trinidad and Tobago. I would hate to see her 4-goal day end on an injury.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Trinidad and Tobago scored by number 9, Jalisha Alexander in the 71st minute.
Oh, another tough day for Dominica, coming off a 22-0 loss to Canada. On the brink of another lopsided game against Trinidad and Tobago. Alexander being helped off the pitch. They've brought the stretcher. And Henry needs some help as well. I really feel for Alexander. Went down with a apparent lower body injury. And the crowd with a loud applause as she gets taken off the pitch. Henry's going to be subbed out as well. She came in as a sub. And she leaves. Francis comes in. And Pennison John will replace Alexander, a necessary sub for Trinidad and Tobago. Well, 15 minutes to go. And there really hasn't been a doubt that Trinidad and Tobago is going to win this game. They came to play from the jump, have been the more dominant side, and Dominica's had nothing going offensively and allowed a lot defensively. Both of these teams will play one more game. And Canada and Trinidad and Tobago will decide this group on Tuesday. That's a big game at 6 p.m. And the final game, Bermuda and Dominica. Those two teams looking for their first victory. That will take place before the Canada Trinidad and Tobago game at 3 p.m. right here at this stadium in Couva, Ato Boldon Stadium. Played long by Goodridge. Pennison John, who just checked in.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Substitutions in the 75th minute of play for Dominica. Player entering the game, number 6, Lee Francis. And leaving the game is number 18 for Dominica. And for Trinidad and Tobago, it is number 20 entering the game, Natalie Peniston John, and leaving the game is number 9, Jalisha Alexander.
Williams off the spin. Can't get any separation there. Up ahead, but Lockhart dives on it. Looking for Pennison John.
Ladies and gentlemen, the attendance here at the Ato Boldon Stadium for tonight's game, 290 in attendance. We do thank you for your support.
Williams has it tackled away, and Williams is slow to get up. But it was a clean tackle from George. There's a look, yep. One leg, reaching for it, but got all ball. A warning from our official Goldson, pushing and shoving before this corner kick. Trinidad and Tobago, can they get 7? I mean, you kind of feel bad for Trinidad and Tobago because they've done a lot in terms of all you can really ask for on this corner. As a header right to Lockhart. In terms of shutting teams out and scoring a lot. It's 3 goals against Bermuda, 6 goals today. And so that would put them at a +9 goal difference. That's good, and you would think you would have the advantage against most teams, but they do not have the advantage against Canada because Canada blew out the Dominica and then blew out Bermuda today. So Canada has over a +30 goal difference. And just had a 22 goal difference based on that one game alone against Dominica, which essentially means that Trinidad and Tobago is going to have to win against Canada. A draw is not going to do it. Through ball ahead, slotted forward. Pennison John, a light shot. Another change for Trinidad and Tobago. Williams' day is done. St. Hill comes in. Ten minutes to go. Well, this is the second meeting in the U20 qualifiers for Trinidad and Tobago and Dominica. In the first meeting in 2015, the final score was also 6-0, a win for Trinidad and Tobago. Off the bounce, Lockhart snags.
Attention please, ladies and gentlemen. Substitution for Trinidad and Tobago in the 80th minute.
Lockhart, some issues with that one, but luckily it just goes out of play and wasn't turned over to a Trinidad and Tobago player. But her punt is way wide. St. Hill. Oh, Dominica going to send everybody forward, hoping to get on the board. Things getting a little competitive, I guess I'll say, between Goodbridge and just off Pierre-Louis. And now our referee's going to get involved. Felt like that was coming. There was a stare down previously, as these teams are frustrated. And Dominica, I think, just frustrated because of the score. And there's the warning. This for two separate players in Lander and St. Hill, but I don't... St. Hill was just, you know, trying to go for the ball at least. That was an unnecessary shove, I would say, by Lander. Graham goes down. Might have hit her face. Cleared, though, for Trinidad and Tobago lightly and overshot by Lander. That was the moment to get on the board, but not even on frame. Graham's up and walking off. Pennison John breezing past the defender on the wing, and it's just a heavy touch. Five minutes to go. Another change for Trinidad and Tobago. Young comes in, Graham out. So it looks like Graham unable to continue. A couple of players, Alexander and Graham, leaving this game with apparent injuries for Trinidad and Tobago, and you just hope those don't linger because there's not a lot of time to rest up for the next match, which is Tuesday, so just a day off tomorrow. As I take a look at our scoring summary, we've seen 2 goals in this second half for Trinidad and Tobago.
Your attention please, ladies and gentlemen. Substitution for Trinidad and Tobago in 86th minute. Entering the game, number 13, Calypso Ayong. And leaving the game,
another collision and another player in some pain. This time it's Esperett for Dominica. Another look at this. Yeah, just got crunched there from Peniston John. Their spikes. Peniston John looks up. And the build unsuccessful, but into the attacking third for Trinidad and Tobago. Dana Hill on the throw, Peniston John. Lander plays through the contact. And another warning's coming for Goldson. Ram Dean kind of retaliated. And that was a warning. We'll see this again. I don't know if Ram Dean really made contact with her after the fact, but regardless. O'Brien. Daniel. Reaching the end of this game. Set piece for Trinidad and Tobago, a corner kick. Three minutes of stoppage time. Ben towards the back post. Wow, that was a well-taken corner kick. No one could get a piece of that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official on the sideline has indicated that there will be a minimum of 3 minutes valid time in the second half.
Pennison John breaks loose. Left-footed shot. Denied. St. Rose sticks a leg out for Dominica. Two minutes to go, and yet another corner for Trinidad and Tobago. We're going to close out this game with perhaps another goal. Already a 6-0 lead. This time an outswinger, the header, off the post and in. 7 goals for Trinidad and Tobago. And it's Madison Campbell. Oh, Campbell doesn't even really rise for it. It just drops right on her head, and she directs it perfectly into the corner. Gets some help from the post. 7-0 Trinidad and Tobago. And Campbell's now scored in back-to-back games. Scored in the last match as well against Bermuda. It's Dominica possession and throw-in, much to the chagrin of Goodridge, who started things off with a goal in the first half. We've seen 6 more since then for Trinidad and Tobago. Just an update for you. Dominican Republic up 1-0 on Cuba. Scored at the bitter end of that game. Well, there's a final whistle. Trinidad and Tobago takes care of business in a big way against Dominica. A 7-0 victory. A hat trick for Alexander. And 2 straight wins for Trinidad and Tobago in the Concacaf U20 qualifiers.
Be the first one to watch the highlights of this game in our official YouTube channel at Concacaf. And of course, we want to say thank you to our sponsors. Concacaf greatly acknowledges the outstanding support of the tournament partners, Ramco, Motor, PIF, Railway, Scotiabank, and Macron. Thank you for coming to the Concacaf Women's Under-20 qualifiers at the Ato Boldon Stadium. Thank you and have a safe journey home. Good night.
Let's take a look at the highlights. Women's under-20 qualifiers in Concacaf. Trinidad and Tobago and Dominica facing off in Trinidad. And from the jump, it's the home side that looked dominant. This was bobbled all around, and then finally it's a pass to the far post, and Goodridge slots it home. And Trinidad and Tobago takes a 1-0 lead. Now, it looked like nothing was going to come of that, but the fans were happy. Almost 300 in attendance. This is the second goal, and it's just a powerful shot. It ends up right to Lockhart. But Martin gets the goal because Lockhart can't totally save it, can't totally corral it in, and that would make it 2-0. And this is when the floodgates really started to open up. Trinidad and Tobago just continuing the pressure. That save by Lockhart. Punched away. And bounces wide as well. And just a complete mishap. Over the top to Alexander. She's got the speed. Gets around Lockhart, and she tallies. Uses the post to help her out. That's her first goal. Not her last goal, though. All smiles for Alexander. And just a smart play for Trinidad and Tobago to launch that one up and let her do her thing. Here she is again. Alexander just redirects. Quick little move, steps past the defender, shoots and scores. Her second goal. This still in the first half. Well, Trinidad and Tobago really getting off to a big lead. Could have been goal number 5, as that one slammed off the crossbar, Borneo. But it would be 4-0 at the halftime break. Then we would start the second half, and not much would change. Trinidad and Tobago creating yet again. Alexander, a smile on her face, almost got her third goal. And here is her third goal. Looks like it's going to be nothing because there's a swarm of defenders, but everybody's so off-kilter and no one's really steady on the clear. Ends up being a pass right to Alexander, and she scores, says thank you, and tallies. And then she'll do it again, this time on a cross. So that's 4 goals. 4 goals for Alexander in this game. What a performance. Unfortunately, she would exit this game with an apparent injury, which you hate to see, and hopefully she'll be all right to play against Canada on Tuesday. This on a corner, and so many players were open, but Campbell is the one to head it home. Drops right to her, and she knocks it in the corner, and that would be the final goal of the game. So with that 7-0 performance, that's 2 straight wins for Trinidad and Tobago. Canada also has 2 straight wins. So both of those teams will play on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time to decide Group E. And the final game for Bermuda and Dominica is just to see if either of those teams can walk away with 3 points before the end of this tournament. So definitely some intrigue in this group. Well, that's going to do it from Trinidad. One more time, final score 7-0. Trinidad and Tobago beats Dominica. Have a fantastic night, everyone.